Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Friday Aloha Android. We are live, and we're going to be talking about the Google Pixel 5a complaint of overheating a little bit more. And we're going to be talking about the Pixel 6. And so this is, yeah. How are you guys doing today? Those coming in, thanks for joining in. Also, something else that I wanted to kind of share with everybody, a little community side project that I created. Well, really create. I set up. I didn't really create the whole thing, but it has to do with Reddit. So I do have a section on Reddit, and I'm going to be sharing it. You know, for those people that want to join up and conversate away from here. There's just, I don't know. There's so many social platforms, but you know, honestly, like for a long time, I've been pretty active on Reddit. So I decided to step away from like my original profile on Reddit, create a whole new profile, create a community, and I'm gonna share that for those people that want to, you know, connect with me on it. Discord is cool and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, I like Discord, but I don't find myself really using it, right? So, but I'll get to that towards the end of the live stream. More information on that for those people that want to actually just, you know, join up and conversate on Reddit. Should definitely get it. Yo, what's up, Isaac? What's going on? All right, so you know what, like, cause yeah, I don't have a lot of time, so for sure this won't be a 1 hour live stream. I apologize. I just got so much things going on. Anyways, let me kind of just get into the Google Pixel 5a, the complaints that's coming around. First of all, on Twitter, there are people who are actually talking about it. There are people on Twitter who are just being, whether they don't see it. Baby Yoda, happy Aloha Friday. There are people on Twitter who don't see it, that, you know, people are reading their tweets, and the way that they're projecting their thoughts almost seems like as if like they want this thing to fail. And that's why they're getting a lot of backlash from people on Twitter who are talking about it. Like, look, it's no secret. Pixel 5a, if you're video recording in 4K, 60 frames per second, 4K, 30 frames per second, and even at times 1080p, there's an overheating issue. All right, the phone overheats, the phone locks up. Because that's one thing about the Pixel phones. When the Pixels start to overheat, a little message at the top will display telling you that the phone is heating up, and it will disable things until the phone cools down. Now, the reason why that it is classified an issue of overheating is because there are several people who were indoor, you know, in a cooled temperature from air conditioning, and yet the phone still overheated once they commenced video recording in 4K, 60 frame, 4K, 30 frame, and 1080. Some people were reporting 1080. The overheating issue seems pretty problematic. It does seem problematic, and it's almost as hopeful as in, like, you know, looking at Google to say, okay, maybe you can fix this with you know, with software. Of course, one of the most obvious routes that Google may take to fix this issue is not going to be one that a lot of people are going to like, because that could just simply be removing the ability to video record in 4K. If they do that, I know there's going to be a lot of people that's going to take to social platforms upset and pissed off, because you know, some people want to record in 4K. Like, the argument is valid on both sides. I'm going to be blunt about it. It's valid on both sides. There are people who are screaming that, you know, who really actually does take video clips in 4K. You know, and we're not talking about the geeks and nerds. Those are, you know, exempt from the conversation. So there are people who are saying that. And then there are people who are like, hey, you know, just because, you know, I'm not classified a geek or nerd doesn't mean I don't like to take video in 4K. Hey, Grant, what's going on? By the way, everybody, shout out to Grant. First person that sent a birthday, I guess, birthday donation. So I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do it, Grant. You really didn't have to do it, but I really appreciate it. Thank you for the $20. That's actually going into the Pixel 5a funds. I'm actually gonna use that towards the Pixel 5a, because that's what my kids want me to do, is get that phone. So I, you know, my daughter knows she'll end up with it. That's why, after I review it. Kind of funny, but thank you anyways. Thank you so much for it. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so that is the sides of the argument is who records in 4K and those that are like, I want to try recording in 4K. I mean, every person is different, so I'm not gonna take side with one side or the other because people are different. People use their phones differently. People have, they have they just want to use the phone for what they want to use it for. And there are some people who literally, believe it or not, would rather record something as trivial as like, a family reunion get together and record that video in 4K so that way they have the best quality video for the memories, right? You can't knock somebody that wants to do it that way. Just because they're not filming, a Steven Spielberg movie doesn't mean that, that they shouldn't have the option to do it. What's up, B-Tech? What's going on? So to say that if Google's answer to this is a software patch that removes the capability of video recording in 4K 60 or 4K 30, or, that's not going to be the best answer or the best solution to the problem that I'll say to Google. That's not going to be the best solution to it. Because there are people that are reporting that it happens to them when they are filming in 1080p. Now, how far down of a resolution drop do we have to go before overheating is not a problem, right? Again, there are people who want to get the best quality, and while 720p, which is not true HD, but is classified HD, that may not cut it for people. It does overheat, which hopefully will be fixed on a software update. Yeah, but the more than likely fix is going to be disabling it, is what a lot of people are speculating at this point. Because if it turns out to be hardware, that's something that can't be fixed. And what I mean by hardware is that the way that the internals is designed, if the heat cannot be expelled out of the device efficiently, that's what's causing the overheating, right? They are saying that they believe that the processor chip is just below the camera sensor on the Pixel 5a, because that's where they're feeling a lot of the heat coming from, and then it just starts to just work its way across the entire body of the phone. And the phone is made out of aluminum, like the Pixel 5. So therefore, with the Pixel 5, the Pixel 5a being, having aluminum. Oh wow, I'm getting like all these. Yeah, dismiss Reddit. That doesn't help out all so much. Mike, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Pixel 5a funds, thank you. I really appreciate it, man. But anyhow, with the phone being made out of aluminum, it is definitely going to, I guess it's like an open field for heat. You know what I mean? It's definitely overheating, but does it impact you? Will depend on how much you actually record video. I also see varying lengths depending on room temperatures. Exactly. So that's the thing. That's the argument point, right, Grant? That's the argument point about the Pixel 5a, right? Is like, who's using 4K recording? Of course, Grant basically made a point right there. How long of a video are you recording? And in various temperatures, right? And I think there's going to be some who are very genuine with their videos who will initially record a video with like some sort of a thermostat to show like what the temperature of like the room they're in is, and then recording in 4K 60. Probably after doing that, stop recording and wait like an hour for the phone to cool down, and then do it in like 4K 30. Like I think that'd be like a really cool thing to kind of show people like what and how this phone is overheating up. Like, are you pushing it to the limits type of thing, Besides that, when you are opening the camera to record a video, do you have other apps in background? Like, yes, I know Android basically has all these things in background, and that's what the RAM is for, basically. And it'll pause an app so that it's not continuing on with any processes, yet it's being held, in background and functioning off RAM. And but you also have to think like what exactly is in background, what is actively syncing in background too as well. Like these are things that like I'm hearing people talk about the overheating, but they're not really going too far in depth, and I believe it's because they're trying to gather up enough information to present this. And I think that's a good thing if somebody's actually doing that. If no one does that, like in a week's time from now, if I see a bunch of Pixel 5a overheat videos, but no one's really going in to kind of see like what is actually initializing the overheating, then that's not really helping to the problem itself. And this is something that I feel like that, you know, somebody should actually go and do is, you know, clear out all apps, get a thermostat that tells you the temperature of the environment, get the phone, record in 4K. Start off doing 4K 60, record 1 minute, stop, cool it down, start again, record back in 4K 60 for 2 minutes. You know, I know it's going to be tedious, but this will actually be prevalent information to kind of tell people. Because if we can figure out that, you know, the phone had like 6 apps in background and was recording in 4K 60 for 2.5 minutes, and the phone started to overheat, but once there was no apps in background, then it took 4 minutes for it to overheat. Like then we're making progress there to kind of understand like what's in play. I was outside filming, a 93-degree heat, LOL. I see. Hold on, let me go back to your previous. Feels like that aluminum casing is a part of the reason. I mean, I wouldn't say that because the Pixel 5 has the same casing itself, and I can record in 4K. And I think it'll get a little warm to the touch, but it won't overheat. Like I won't get a notification on my screen that says that the phone is too hot or it's too warm. So I don't really think it's so much that it's the casing of the phone, like the material it's built with. It could possibly very well be where the processor chip is laid in the phone, and does it have proper ventilation for heat to disperse efficiently without warming the phone up too much? Because again, these chips do heat up. Processor chips do get warm, and so that's the question. For more context, TK Bay said his 5A lasted 19 minutes at 4K 60 frames per second at 77 degrees indoors stationary filming. That's a pretty good length of time considering 19 minutes, 20 minutes, because anyone knows that if you record in 4K, right, that's a huge file, right? Like 3 minutes of 4K could equal 3 gigabytes of data size. So 20, that's like 20 gigabytes of data size, just about roughly about there. So that, I mean, that's definitely something that, you know, I would say is yeah, because other people are saying that they're going only 2 minutes long recording, and it goes. Hey Coffee, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, also stay tuned at the end. I will be showing you guys the Reddit community that I've created for Aloha Android, and so yeah, I'll be up there, and I think it's pretty cool. I like Reddit over Discord, so I just like the functionalities that I get out of it, but I'll share that in a little while. Yeah, what's up, Maverick? What's going on? At 30 frames, about 5 minutes. Whoa. Mine only lasted a minute at 60. Were you were so the 93-degree heat outside, you were outside and you recorded for a minute at the 60 frames, and it only lasted you 1 minute before you got that notification your phone was overheating. And then if you dropped it down to a 30 frames per second frame rate, you were able to do 5 minutes in 93-degree heat. Is that what you're saying, B-Tech? Just to clarify, so I want to make sure. Because the obvious thing is, I was in the shade though, but yes, correct. Okay, cool. All right, that's helpful information, man. As much as you can share that out there, you know, to other people who are talking about it, because like I want to let those people know who are very negative about the situation. You know, those that are like hoping that the Pixel fails. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna address those people and say, stop, kick rocks. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not bringing anything positive into it, if you're not finding, you know, trying to help find a solution to the problem, then, you know, you're just hot air just blowing. Because there are people literally who are just like jumping on social and talking about like, oh yeah, you know, like whatever. Like the Pixels never get passes, and I'm gonna explain that in a little bit when we talk about the Pixel 6. Because I'm seeing more people just upset, and while I am just a little bit, just a tad bit disappointed in Google that they went ahead and followed trends, and they're not going to include a charger in the box with the Pixel 6. You know, I'm not going to hang on it for a long time. I mean, obviously, yeah, the Pixel 6 is reported that it should be able to support 33-watt fast charging. And so yeah, they're going to follow the trends of Samsung and Apple and not include a charging brick in the box. But if for all those out there who's like, I have every Pixel phone, I don't see a reason for you guys to complain, because if you've had every Pixel phone, then you have just about like 9 18-watt charging bricks that you can use that will charge the Pixel 6 just fine. So I will do an indoor test in a separate video. Gotcha. And we'll look for that, man. As soon as you drop that, just share the links out and I'll share it out with people. I was taught, be a part of the solution instead of the problem. Exactly, Porky. Well said. Well said. Some people just want to be first with a smoking gun for attention. I know, man. It's so totally bad. I'm getting reamed. I'll tell you guys here in a sec, though. Looking forward to receive my 5A next week. 95% of the time I use a camera, I'm taking photos. I'm almost always recording in 1080p 60 frames. Otherwise, so I ain't sweating this stuff. Gotcha. And congrats on getting a Pixel 5A, G-Boy. I have so many chargers lying around, really does not matter to me. Exactly. I mean, you know what? Like, we can be disappointed that Google, with their next, Pixel flagship, it follows the trend of Apple and Samsung. But do we really have to sit and just be like a 5-year-old that's throwing a temper tantrum? Like, no. You know what I mean? Like, be disappointed in Google, but keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's just my thing on it. Yeah, but then what about if you want to sell the phone? Then boom, you don't have a charger. Personally, I see people sell phones without the charger. I can hit OfferUp's website right now, find like, iPhone 12 mini, just the phone, no charger, and people will still scoop and buy it. You know what I mean? And then they'll go and they'll buy the iPhone 12 mini, and then they'll go out there and buy a new charger for it. So, I mean, we're not going to hang up on the little things and go and attack. Can we be disappointed in them? Yes. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying is, yes, we can be disappointed that the Pixel 6 won't have a charger brick included in the box. Obviously, they're going to be selling more than likely like a 30-watt fast charging brick separately, since the Pixel 6 can support 33 watts of fast charging. So obviously they're going to sell that thing separate. But we can't like sit around and complain because we're wasting time just sitting around on social and just blurting out words. We're not finding a solution to the problem. We're not affecting some sort of change. And in 2 months' time, it's going to be an afterthought. And you got to pick your battles in certain things, right? And so that's what I'm saying. I'm not downplaying people's frustrations on it, and I'm validating it. But I'm also saying too, like, tech moves so fast, might as well just keep going with the flow and move forward to the next thing instead of just sitting around and sitting tight on one thing. With these new devices now coming with a charging adapter, it's great to have a third party at a cost-effective price. See, that's another argument point that Maverick just made right there. There are other third-party manufacturers like Aukey makes charging adapters and stuff like that too. You know what I mean? So they're getting business too. So there's always two sides to the spectrum, and you just got to find which side you kind of lay with and just kind of go with that. Basically, I guess it's the best way I can say it. You know what I mean? And I could be totally mad at Google for not having a charger in the box. But if they were like, hey, Tito, we're gonna sell you and just you the Pixel 6 for $30, I'm not gonna turn it down because it doesn't have a charger brick in the box. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, these companies are going to follow trends. This is something that is not new. It's not new. They've been doing it for years. You guys remember the iOS Android wars when it was at its peak and everyone was complaining about certain things. Apple did this and Android copied it. No. They're always going to copy each other. So that's why, for those people who were Apple fans that got annoyed with everyone, kind of slamming Apple for not including the charger in the box, and they wondered why we were getting upset. This is why. Because then other companies follow trends. They're like, hey, Apple's going to make more money selling the charger brick separately. We got to do it. So Samsung did it. And then Google's like, well, they're doing it, I guess it's okay for us to do it. So they're doing it. It's just like, it is what it is. When I rant about it, it's because when people try to kind of validate it and push it like it's an eco-friendly move. No, it's not. It's not an eco-friendly move. It's not an industrial waste, protection, because you're having to buy an additional thing that comes in an additional packaging. Instead of one box, now you got 2 boxes. So you got to use, trees and all kinds of other stuff to create these boxes, whether, they use recyclable material or not, but you still got to create 2 boxes instead of just having 1. Obviously, the older ones, like the charging bricks and stuff like that, obviously they have to be shipped. You know what I mean? You have third-party ones that are coming into play. So it's like creating more. It's like creating more charging bricks that you have options to buy from, or you got to buy from the Google store, you got to buy from the Apple store, and everything. It creates more waste than it actually does save. 2 times the shipping, right? Exactly. And obviously, and you're spending more money, right? So let's say, like, fingers crossed, the Pixel 6 launches at a price tag of $899 or $799. Let's say $799. Let's just go that one. I'm not saying that's what it is. But let's say it does, right? You spend $799 with tax, so you're gonna be anywhere between like $810 to $835 for the Pixel 6. But then you got to buy that fast charging thing, and that's gonna go for about like $30 to $40. So you just literally spent $850 to $860 just for those 2 things, right? Where if you just bought the phone that it came with a charger brick in the box, you're only spending $799 plus tax, so about between like $810 to $835. But that is the facts. That is the facts of it, and that's all I can say on that. So yeah, the Pixel 6 won't have a charger brick in the box. Okay, but we can keep it moving. I'm still excited for it. The Pixel 5a having overheating issues when recording in 4K. That's a problem. That's a problem that needs to be solved. I have faith in Google that Google will find a good solution. Will that stop me from buying it? No. Of course I want to buy one. That's the thing. And to kind of separate the whole thing from brand loyalty to just liking what works, right? So Google Pixel phones hits checkpoints for me that I look for in a smartphone. That's the reason why that I support them. If they were to change, right? If they were to let's say they were to solely focus on gaming instead of photography and stuff like that, would I still be a fan of the Pixel phones? No. Because their still photography is what I enjoy. I'm not an amateur photographer. I'm not a professional photographer, but I like traveling and I like taking photos of where I go to. And when I get photos from my Pixel phones that are just so amazing, anytime that I can go back and look at the picture, I can relive. It just relives the moment in my head, like a nostalgic playback. I dropped a video yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. And I showed, like all these photos that I took with various different Pixel phones. And I probably should have did a better job on the video. I probably should have explained what photo came from what phone. Like this photo came from the Pixel 4. This photo came from the Pixel 3. This one came from the 3A. This one came from the 4A. This one came from the Pixel 1. This one came from the Pixel 2. I should have did a better job explaining which photo came from what. But I just put it all together. And I watched that video a lot. I think, you know what? And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I watched that video that I made and uploaded to YouTube. I watched it, I think, 13 times. But it's because all those photos I can look at each photo and I can flash back to the memory of what happened that moment, that day. It's something when you're looking at a photo and how clear, how visible, how, touched up and everything it is to look its best versus looking at a photo that's probably blurry with a bunch of pixel blurs in the photo, a lot of shadow up here in the corner areas. When you look at a photo like that, it does play an effect on your mind. So that's why I like Google Pixel phones, because they yield really good still photos. I like stock Android. I don't like dealing with a lot of bloatware and a lot of bloat services, So it's not like I have anything against Samsung. But Samsung does have a lot of bloat services that goes along with what I consider bloatware, and I don't want it. Also, with Pixel phones, Tekra, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Also, with the Pixel phones is those people who know me for a long time know that I mess around with custom ROMs and things like that. And so if I wanted to apply a custom ROM to any one of my Pixel phones, I can. Bootloader's unlocked, so there's not a problem right there. And it's just initially just putting a custom recovery and then flashing the custom ROM. And if I want to continue to maintain root access, flashing a zip file that puts the root access into the phone. But those are the reasons why I like Google Pixel phones. It's not just because it's a Pixel, like that's the name brand and it's Google. Like brand loyalty is not really my thing. I like to stick with it. Like let's say, hypothetically speaking, and I'm going to speak blasphemous here, but let's say like I did buy, let's say like the Google Pixel phones were initially taken over by Apple, so now they're Apple Pixels, right? Will that stop me from advocating for Pixels? No. Just because Apple took them over, I'm not brand loyal. It's not really about Google. I mean, I do like Google services, don't get me wrong, but it's not really about Google itself. It's what the phone is and what it represents, what it does. That is the absolute reason why that I am a Pixel fanboy, straight out. So I just kind of wanted to just make that very very obvious. So anyways, yeah, we'll just have to sit back and wait and see the Pixel 5a and what Google comes with as a solution to fixing that overheating issue when recording video in 4K. And I am praying and praying and praying to the tech gods that they are not going to disable 4K 60 or 4K 30 as an option of resolution choice when recording video. Because there are so many things you could do. Like I dropped a video that can you vlog with the Pixel 5 and entirely, and I shot everything from the Pixel 5, everything, every scene, everything. The audio was from the microphone on this thing. I didn't even do voiceovers or nothing. It was just all from the phone itself. And I made that vlog and I posted it so people can see, like, if you're a content creator, you can actually make vlog videos if you want to. Like a lot of people always talk about, like they record their vlog videos with an iPhone, right? And we see how iPhones can do with videos and stuff like that, and with audio within the video. So I say to them, like, you know what, you could do it with Pixel 5s, and you could do it with Pixel 5a. Someone's gonna try and tell me different as far as like the Pixel 5a is a mid-range budget. Why would it be able to do it as a Pixel 5? Because they got the same processor chip. They got pretty much the same specifications. That's why. Okay, 765G chip in it. That's not different from the 765G chip that's in the Pixel 5. Now, everything about the Pixel 5a is pretty much the Pixel 5, except that, the 5 is smaller, the 5a is bigger. That same camera sensors, and all that other good stuff. Body design is now actually the same. So, and you got to give it up. The A series went away from polycarbonate. I remember so many people were pissed off at the A series of Pixels. I'm talking about like, oh yeah, it's made out of plastic. It's cheap. It's cheap. Now it's made out of aluminum. So there you go. Like there you have it. That's where it's at, right? IP67 water and dust resistance. So it's not IP68, it's IP67. So therefore, you know what I mean? Like it's beefed up. And it only costs you $449. And I say only because, of course, yeah, it's 5G capable. So you have to compare it to last year's model, the Pixel 4a. I know there's people like, what is it, Andy Chan, who mostly does videos about haircuts, because he's a barber and everything like that. But he does take photos too, and he is part of Team Pixel because of those photos that he takes and everything. Google has made him part of Team Pixel, right? And he said it himself, like he doesn't know what the Pixel 5a is for, why they even made it or anything like that. And he compares it to the Pixel 4a 5G. And while a lot of people are going to do that, because even I did that to prove a point, that if you have a 4a 5G, there's no real reason for you to go and run and get the Pixel 5a. You're pretty much paying for the same phone. Crazy enough, if you bought the Pixel 4a 5G for $499, get it. Those who got the 5a got a pretty good deal because it's $50 less. However, if you have the Pixel 4a, which was non-5G capable, then you literally are getting an upgrade from that going to the Pixel 5a. Now, sad case is, and I will say it again, there is no millimeter wave support for the Pixel 5a. So if you put that phone on Verizon, it's not going to connect to their millimeter wave technology. It'll only connect to sub-6, which is low band 5G, which is basically at this time right now, and I'm not knocking low band 5G. I'm just saying low band 5G is yielding results of what LTE Advanced would give. Okay, so yeah, it's not a real jump, in network connectivity evolution. It's not. Really, all what it is, more broader, right? Because that is the war with 5G and everything. What's up, Gene? That is the war with 5G, right? So you have, millimeter wave, which is going to deliver you fast data speeds, right? We're talking about gigabit per second speeds. That's what's intended to do, right? Yeah, mid-band, that's going to kind of cover in between. And then you have low band 5G, which is for broader distance. So low band 5G is not going to give you 3 gigabit per second down speeds, right? It's not going to, but it can reach longer distance. That is the whole point. This is why T-Mobile invested in low band before working on their millimeter wave. They wanted to get, because T-Mobile advertises that they want to cover rural America, which, yes, there are towns in America where they don't have the greatest internet providers. I know this because on my way to see my dad, who lives in Southwest Oklahoma, I traveled through a lot of rural towns out that way through Texas Panhandle going into Oklahoma. And there are towns where when you stop, there are people that, that don't have the greatest internet speeds. We're talking maybe like 1 to 2 megabits per second down, maybe about half a meg up. That's not the greatest for like live streams and stuff like that. Now, if they're just looking at the news and everything, of course, that'll pull up articles where the pages are a size of like, 117 kilobits. I'll pull up a page like that, no problem. But if you're talking about like watching a YouTube video and everything, well then, you're going to get a lot of buffering. And so that was T-Mobile's mission. That's what they were going after. Verizon was going after giving you the fastest data speeds. But of course, the distance from that tower to you is shorter, right? Once you kind of step out of bounds of it, you lose that connectivity. And millimeter wave is great, especially for content creators, right? Because if YouTubers, they're gonna love millimeter wave. You edit a video on your phone, right? Let's say breaking news comes out, you got to get it to your YouTube channel quickly. So you bust out your phone, you record your video clip, you say what you got to say, you open up your editor app, you chop it up and edit, just to give it that panache that you normally flare up your videos with, right? And then you upload it to YouTube, right? Let's say let's say it's a 4 gigabyte size video, hypothetically speaking, right? And if your connection to millimeter wave gives you like 3 to 4 gigabits per second down and 1 gigabit per second up, 1 gigabit per second up, you're uploading a 4 gigabyte size video. You can only imagine how fast that video is going to upload. Even if it doesn't give you a gig per second up, even if it's just giving like 500 megabits per second on the uplink, you're still going to upload that 4 gig file quickly within like less than a couple of minutes to seconds. And that's what's sad. I really thought the Pixel 5a was going to have millimeter wave support because there are 2 versions of the Pixel 4a 5G. I say this so many times because I got to explain that to some people who don't follow. There are 2 versions of the 4a 5G. There is the regular Google Pixel 4a 5G, which is the just black variant. The white variant came to Verizon, and that one supports both sub-6 and millimeter wave 5G. That is the difference between them. And you can only get the millimeter wave version from Verizon. So with that being said, for the longest time, there's only been just black, unlocked 4a 5G, white millimeter wave sub-6 version of the 4a 5G. I think now they've released a unlocked version that's only sub-6, I believe, for like the unlocked model for the 4a 5G. I'm not sure, or that one does support millimeter wave, but it's not only sold through Verizon anymore. I gotta look back to double check that. But all I'm saying is that the 5A I felt should have had millimeter wave support. So that's another thing that I will complain to an extent. I'm not gonna totally be about it, throw a tantrum or anything. But I will say it is possible. It doesn't have anything to do with the modem either. Someone who's going to blurt out that, well, it has the X52 modem, so obviously, no, because the Pixel 5 has an X52 modem in it, and this does access Verizon's millimeter wave. But that's not the argument that you can throw there. Love the body of the OG 4, like the OG Pixel 4. I have that. I'm using it as my daily driver right now. Verizon in your area sucks. Yeah, it's going to depend in places. Eventually, it'll get better. However, I do see in your area, BTech, I do see that T-Mobile is very dominant in your area, and that's good. And maybe the reason why Verizon sucks in your area because you also have to factor in how many people are on what network, right? Like Verizon is known to be like the #1 carrier in the United States. Therefore, the more people with like more consumers, because consumers don't sit there like like the geeks do, and they look at every little thing about Verizon or AT&T. They hear from a friend like, yeah, Verizon is #1 in the United States, and I get great coverage everywhere I go. So then they take their family of like 3, 4, 5, or 6 members in the family, and they go to Verizon. Right now, multiply that by like 10,000 people that live in the town that are on Verizon, or 10,000 families that live in the town that are on Verizon, right? So you're probably looking at a good chunk of like 90 to 100,000 individual lines on Verizon in just that one town area, right? So that can cause some massive congestion, and then obviously you're not going to get the experience that you've heard people say about Verizon. Best looking Pixel in my opinion. Yeah, you know what? I do agree with you there, Tech, right? I really do, because it's not boxed, but it kind of like it is kind of boxed. I mean, it's thick. You know what I mean? I like the look and feel of it. Of course, I have the black one, which is glossy, and people won't like this one because they're like fingerprint magnet. Just throw a case on it, fingerprint's gone. But I like this version. I don't care that it has that top, bezel on the very top. It serves a purpose, right? Project Soli and facial recognition unlock, which is really good on the 4. I have to give it that. So I'll say. I mean, it's a regurgitated design, right? The 5 has it, and then the 4A has it. The Pixel 4 kind of has it with the camera. I mean, that's why I also am kind of digging the Pixel 6, because they kind of stepped away from doing the same body design. They're doing something different, which some people like, some people don't. You can't please everybody. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I think it's a little bit quirky, so yeah. Hey, Tito, how much did the Pixel 3 cost? Google's offering me only $76 for a trade-in on my 128 model. How much did it cost? It costed $799 when it launched. And that's how much I bought my Pixel 3 for. Not the one I have right now. This one I have right now, yeah. My original one that I bought, my very first Pixel phone I bought, was the Pixel 3. It was the white variant. That's why I re-uploaded the video to my first Pixel unboxing, and I chopped it up so it wasn't as long as it was the original one. But yeah, that was like $799. What if Google is waiting to send you the 6? They shouldn't. I don't know, man. I appreciate everybody's support, though. I said that before in a previous video. Like, I was shocked to see the support. If they don't, it's okay. I'm not gonna die without being part of the Team Pixel. And like I said in the live stream that I did when I took my brother to the urgent care the other day, my reasoning to join Team Pixel is not solely to get a free device. Like, I know there's like hundreds of people that like want to get in Team Pixel because they want to get the Pixel phone for free sent to them, and I get that. I'm not knocking anyone, I'm not dissing anybody or whatever whatnot. Like, you do you. That's all I'm gonna say. My reasoning for getting to it is because I had a feeling that those people part of Team Pixel get to talk with people from the Pixel management team and everything like that, to kind of give input, feedback, and also hear about other things that they may be inspiring to do with future Pixel phones. And I really want to be a part of that group for that reason. And when Mark Gwynn basically tweeted out that he had a live video session with everyone that was part of Team Pixel that got the 5A, I was like, wow, because I know that they have another group called the Pixel Superfans or something like that, but you don't see anything posted, and you don't see anyone saying that, hey, I'm officially part of of the Pixel Super Fan Club or whatever. You don't, and yet they said that this group existed because they were going to have like a group setting of people giving back as much feedback as possible. And I think that they really didn't go nowhere with that. I really believe that doesn't really actually exist. Like, they wanted to do something like that, but then they didn't do it. Instead, they gave that responsibility to all the Team Pixel members who are officially part of Team Pixel. And that's the reason why I want to get in there, because I hear what, those people who connect with me here on YouTube, those people who talk to me in my city, when I blab about Pixel phones and stuff like that, like they give me some really good feedback, and maybe some feedback that's not touched on, or maybe like 5 or 6 other Team Pixel members have touched on, but it doesn't seem like it's enough people to make enough noise. And I want to be a part of that to affect some sort of change. That way, that those people who are like the non-geeks, the non-nerds that look at a Pixel phone, it'd be a little bit of a better chance for the Pixels to kind of like attract them over by Google executing certain things that would make sense for consumers out there. Because right now, a lot of people feel like Google Pixel phones are only designed and spec'd for the geeks and nerds. And I want to change that. Beta testing for companies is definitely the best part. Yeah, it is. It is. You know what I mean? And like I said, like when I found out that B-Tech got in, Paul Tech got in too. He's very Paul is very what do you call it? What's the word I'm thinking of? Come on, come to my head. I'm like thinking a mile a minute. Not mellow. Paul's a very humble person. Let's just put it that way. So I didn't see any tweet from him that announced that he was part of it until he showed that he had the phone. And it makes me happy to see B-Tech and Lady Red and all them get brought into Team Pixel. Also, what would Josh do? A channel that I was following for so many years got in. It's so cool. It's so cool to see names that I recognize being brought in, because people, they work hard on their videos, and sometimes they don't get recognition for how hard they work. It does suck. Sometimes you put like days and days and days into a video, and you upload that video for everyone to see, and you set it to premiere, so it gives that extra notifications to make sure that people come in and don't miss it, and you only end up with like 20 views. It's disheartening. It sucks. So at the same time, while I was a bit bummed that I wasn't chosen, the best thing that I can do is for my friends who were chosen, support the shit out of them by just celebrating and congratulating and hype. That's all I can do. And my day will be called. And if my day is never called, it's okay. I can still buy the phones out of pocket and still do my review videos. I'm not missing anything. But as far as being that person, a part of a group to kind of influence Google to do things good for consumers, that was the most important thing. That's what meant the world to me, was to be able to do that, to be able to be in there and tell them this is working fine, this ain't working fine. I don't feel like that, a lot of people care about this aspect of the phone, but they'll care much about this aspect of the phone. So this is where you should focus. That's the type of things I like to do. And that's the only reason why I ever wanted to be a part of it. Oh, you don't have to thank me, Mike. Just make those videos, dude. Because I watch everybody's videos. I caught Tech Ride's video for the Pixel 5a. I watch everybody. Like, I'm low-key watching everybody. I'm like in the shadow with scopes and just checking people out. Yeah, not trying to creep anybody. Just say, I check out everybody's videos. I show my support. I smash the like button. I may not always comment, but I am there. So just know, if you got like 161 likes, one of them is mine. Just know that for a fact. Anyways, before I go, let me display the Reddit community. I decided to make one, and I'll share it. And I think I posted a link on Twitter to it. But I just started it like an hour ago. And so I'll show you guys and there it is. So this is my community page on Reddit. I just started it. I just shared a link out to it. Obviously, those who join the community, you guys can post whatever, post speed tests, post pictures from you take from your phone. It doesn't have to be Pixel phones, right? You can have like a OnePlus N200. You can take a picture of that and show that, like share photos and stuff like that. You can speed results for what you get from your carrier and what phone you're using. You can ask questions. There is a live chat feed that's pinned to top right here. So the lounge itself, and you can get at me there, and I'll try to respond within at least within 5 minutes. But yeah, this is what I do, because I read a lot of stuff on Reddit, and I'm on Reddit more than anything. So I'm on Reddit longer than Twitter, than Instagram, and all that other stuff. So I just figured, you know what? I just built a community, and I did. My video is up, so check it out. I got the notification and I put it into my watch later. So as soon as I'm done with this live stream, I'm actually gonna check it out because I also have to make lunch because my kids are gonna come home from school, and so definitely gotta feed the monsters. But yeah, other than that, man, I mean, I would love to have you guys on there, just chit chat, post, whatever, just make it a live happening community. That'd be awesome. And yeah, so it's there. Let me see if I can just boom, grab the link and I'll drop it in the chat right now. And I'll post the live stream links. I'll post video links in there. And I think you can record videos. So I might do specific videos only for the Reddit page and throw that up there too, just to kind of give it a little extra something or whatever. But yeah, because it's going to be crazy. Like I said, the whole reasoning why it's more videos on my channel, less live streaming and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm trying to get in with Verizon Tier 2 tech support. A friend of mine who's also a YouTuber that goes by Squids. I don't know if you guys may have seen him in the chat every now and then. But he live streams gameplay from Amazon Luna and from Google Stadia. So he's very, very big in cloud gaming support. He has a YouTube channel. And he used to work with me at Sprint, but now he works for Verizon, and he was telling me that they are looking for people for Tier 2 tech support. And so, yeah, balancing a daytime job and also, live streaming is going to be really hard because I have kids, and I need to focus on my kids too. So, just to be quite honest, videos make more sense to put up, right? And I already told people what my schedule is going to be. The weekends, I'm going to record 4 or 5, 6 videos, edit, get them uploaded to YouTube, and set them scheduled to premiere throughout the week. So that way there's always something on the channel for everybody to watch. Of course, I already know that's going to be a little bit harder for me because I can't predict what breaking news is going to happen. So, but those might be just YouTube shorts. That's what I'll probably use YouTube shorts for, is just for the quick breaking news, Google CEO does a cartwheel down Venice boardwalk, something like that. There's something that's always, that's I could use YouTube shorts for the breaking news, upload videos of the topics I want to talk about, and hopefully I can maintain Aloha Fridays podcast. Because if I work Fridays, I'm going to be working from home. It's remote work right now, I think. I don't think they're back at the call center yet. But once they go back to the call center, man, I'll be really busy because call center environments are just... So anyways, thank you all for coming in and hanging out. I wasn't supposed to stream this long because I got a lot of things to do right now. But I do want to thank everyone that came in. Shout out to the Team Pixel members that showed up to show the support. Appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for the $5 birthday donation towards the Pixel 5a, man. I really appreciate it. And yeah, you guys are awesome. So more videos to come. I might do Phone Tech at Work, Google Pixel 5a unboxing, initial impressions. So Phone Tech at Work just dropped this video right now. I might go live this weekend. I may or may not. I don't know. But yeah, follow me on Reddit to find out because I'll post it to Reddit first before I post it to Twitter or anywhere else if I'm going to go live. Y'all take it easy. Stay blessed. Happy Friday. If y'all made it all the way to this point, hashtag Aloha Friday. So I know y'all made it all the way to this point, especially on the replay crew. And hashtag replay crew if you are the replay crew. Yep. And hashtag ravioli gang if you love raviolis. I haven't seen that used in a while on Sneed's live stream, so I wanted to bring that in. You should do a Reddit video. I mean, what it's about and how it works. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do one for you. Give me at least, maybe I'll have it up Sunday. Check back on my channel Sunday for that. But all right, Baby Yoda, everybody, thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll see y'all in the next one. Aloha.